Oh, today we're gonna use this straight line right here to use it as a tool to improve our stability. So I'm just gonna go through straight A tricks, all stance 180s, and some shove-its, so that I can use as examples and help me point out factors that you can improve on, so that your stability increases. Damn, that was so choppy. But point of the video is improve the stability by using a straight line as a tool to do so. So straight A, we're gonna do a kick flip. So kick flip, heel flip, fakie, heel, and nollie and switch. So right here, kick flip. Oh, it's harder.
You did not stay on the line.
It's harder than I thought. Okay, context, we just got here, so I'm not even really warmed up. But that just tells me I can't rush into things. So I have to allow myself to settle in and make sure that I feel stable before I even pop. Right there, I was on my way down and I was already going to the left. Like, I felt that. So it's good. Sometimes you just need to feel it and you know, but other times trying to skate in a straight line is gonna expose that reality as well. So here. That was better, huh?
Yeah, that was way better.
Damn, I was hyped on that one. Okay, so that one I just slowed down the beginning, made sure that as I got lower, I was hinging at the hips and keeping my center, like the chest kind of area, over my lead foot, because the lead foot is the one that's going to determine whether I'm turning forward or back. Right? So let's do the heel flip and then I'll elaborate on that. I already felt myself going forward. So right there, with heel flips, generally I'm not comfortable hinging the hips all the way. So it was hard for me to hinge the hips and also keep my center over that lead foot. So I think I'm just gonna take a little more time, you know, making sure I'm stable before I even get down at the same time. Oh, as soon as I went down, I went forward. So that tells me that this side, it needs to go back a little more.
Yeah, you could tell that
You could tell.
You started with your knees.
Well, I'm just leaning forward, like I have limited mobility.
Yeah.
Maybe I also need to bring my hip back. And like I said, that's already happening probably to you, but a line is gonna expose that reality. That's so wild. I haven't even done that. Oh, that was. It wasn't a clean one, but I was like on the line, you know.
Yeah.
But
the goal is to like stay on the line.
But the goal is to stay on the line, so we're like, we did it, but we can improve a bit. But just because we have to get through a lot of tricks, I'm not gonna get stuck on one. But I did it, right? I passed this level. And why this is important, right? Because a lot of times we build compensations that have us learning tricks by going sideways at an obstacle. And even though it can be done in that way, it's not as efficient or effective when you take it in different situations. So when you're at a spot and you can skate flat ground, for example, it's a great opportunity, and there's a line, or like at least a gauge of what it means to be going straight. It's good to practice making sure your tricks are stable, because if they are, then you understand, you know, you have them a bit more dialed in, and you can do them in lines or off of stairs. For example, if you were to guess, or even if I were to guess after this, what trick I'd get quicker off of stairs, most likely it looks like it'd be the kick flip, because that was just easier. The heel flip, I landed sloppy, but I still landed on the line. You see what I mean? So this gives you a good understanding of where you're at with certain tricks. Okay, so now nollie flip. This one I feel like, okay. Yeah, this one generally, like for example, a nollie flip, when I would do it off stairs, I would curve at it. Like pretend this is the ending. Instead of just coming straight at it, I would go like this. you know, in the beginning when I was first learning them. Instead of just practicing them more on flat ground and getting comfortable popping it and landing back on that invisible line. That would be up the stairs. Okay, right here, nollie flip.
Not too bad.
It was not bad. It was not bad. I landed on the line.
I
It was
think
cool.
I just landed a little bit left to it. But not like
Left?
barely, I think, yeah.
Let's try it again. Or not, huh?
Nah, do it again.
Do it again? Okay.
Even though it's pretty good.
But let me, and then I'm gonna talk about what I think I did right here. Oh!
Ah.
As soon as I popped, I like felt myself jump back because I thought I was gonna go forward. But that's the habit I built by just learning that trick. Let's go here. Learning that trick by curving into the obstacle.
Yeah.
So pretty much understanding that that's gonna be a factor. It's important that I'm super intentional about keeping this shoulder over my foot so that I don't lean to the left, right? Now, you can do an ollie flip opened up and still kind of build that ability or that stability to go forward. But if you're someone like me who has built who like learned a nollie flip by curving into it, you're going to want to make sure you center yourself a bit more to in a way adjust that habit of turning. So I'm just being a bit more intentional with making sure this left side of my shoulder is kind of, the side is facing where I'm going. Oh, that was bad.
That was weird. It looked like if you popped it good, it would have.
Yeah, I was just hesitant, like because the last one I popped it a little higher, so I went back, you know. So I think that this one I was like, no, don't pop it too much, or else you're gonna lose the stability. All right, one more. I know I said I was gonna repeat trick, but I mean it's an improvement, right? But this just tells me that I can work on ollie flips a bit more. Like honestly, I thought I had them better than this.
That's a good practice, huh?
It's a good practice. I thought I had them better than this, but it makes sense why when I try a trick like nollie flip nose slide, it takes me a bit longer because I'm not as stable as I would have thought doing a nollie flip into a nose slide, you know, because I'm already curving into it, so I miss the pop sometimes. But okay, nollie heel now. This is actually a really good tool.
Oh.
That one's actually better.
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, I don't do nollie heel so well, but that one's actually, I think I got lucky, honestly, because I do have nollie flips better than nollie heels. So I guess maybe it doesn't mean that it's exactly a trick you need to work on if you don't get it here. You could be overthinking it or overcomplicating it, but still, regardless, if you want to dial in your trick, make sure you are snapping to your most potential. Going on a straight line is going to give you that ability, because if you curve, you're not maximizing that possibility of giving it the most power. Because if you go down, just pop down, it gives it the most ability as opposed to like popping sideways or like in front of you, you know. So what are the tricks? Fake and flip. Fake and flip. That one's harder. So let me do it going this way. Better?
Okay. Kind of slide downhill.
Yeah, it does make things a little harder because it kind of goes downhill, and now I'm going uphill. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. Wow, it's crazy. The other way. I can feel my shoulder like coming in, my right shoulder. So So a little tip I would do is extend my wrist. So if I'm going fakie, I'm gonna be a bit more intentional with keeping this opened up when I pop. So when I jump, I'm not like, gravity isn't gonna pull me down and go in front. Instead, if it pulls me down, it's easier to just land where I want to.
So you open your wrist? How?
Yeah, so like I'm basically opening my wrist so that I can open up the rest of my arm.
Okay.
Because if I don't, it's more likely gonna pull me into my toes instead of, center me where I'm going. It's so weird. I think that's like a little more of a nuanced tip because I've never heard it before. At least in skating,
10 minutes and 10%.
Cool. 10%.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Let's do fake flip. Externally rotate. It's a little better. I ended up going in.
It was better, but you landed off the line.
I know. Alright, external, keep it out there. It was better, honestly.
Better,
It
but
was better.
still off the line.
But I did external rotate more.
Yeah.
Right here. Alright, so that one I just like landed extended. And let me get the portable charger because I'm distracted. I'm like, 10%. I guess.
Isn't that? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Let's see if it connects. Does it?
I don't know. I don't want to put it down because then it'll turn off.
You didn't feel the ding ding?
No.
Wait up, wait up. Wait up, guys. Intermission.
Interlude.
Interlude. No?
No.
How do you know? Oh, it's because it told you, huh?
How do I know it's 10%? Yeah, it told me.
Damn. What's on?
I just wish for the best.
Don't tell me it can't start charging. Damn, I'm sweating. This is real life bloopers right here.
Wait, take it off. This off. I'll put it back on. I don't know.
Damn.
It has to be. It has to be.
Okay, guys. Well, we're at 10 minutes. We need to make it 20. Damn. I feel like restarting this video.
Nah, it's gonna work. 13 minutes.
All right, so check it out, guys. We already did. We're just on the fakie and switch right now, but basically, we're just every time we do a trick, I'm re-emphasizing that there's always something to improve on when it comes to stabilizing your tricks. And some things you can do to stabilize your tricks is making sure you're engaging the hips when you pop. And right now, I just kind of gave an example when I landed the fakie flip that I was disengaged. So this this is even important when you land, right? You want to be engaged when you land instead of just like popping, landing straight, right? Or popping and landing low. It needs to be from the pop to the land. You're engaged throughout the whole motion. Another thing is making sure that you are, you can kind of, how would I say, like, change up your posture a bit so that you can be intentional about where you want to go, right? So if I want to turn to the right in a fakie stance, I'm going to open up a bit more because that's naturally going to shift my weight, right? If I want to turn to the left, I'm just going to turn, get my back towards the direction I'm going because that's going to lean me in to the toe side, which is naturally just going to push. So you can control the directions you want to go. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to learn all of these tricks in a straight line or have them that way, but it's a good tool to expose what you can work on and build control, build control on, right? So we're gonna do a fakie flip again. Whoa! What was that? Honestly, so crazy out here. I was externally but rotating, but then my shoulder came in. Wow, this is wild. It was like not good, but it was better. What do you think? Can I go to the next one or keep trying it?
Just go to the next one.
Okay, fakie heel. So that one has a lot of work to do. Honestly, let me try it one more time. I think I was just like allowing my hips to be engaged, but also shifted. So let me engage them, but also be like straight. Or a line parallel to the line.
Oh no.
I landed parallel, but it wasn't it. Okay, we're gonna do fakie heels.
Oh, that was good.
That would have been good. You know, oddly enough, sometimes a trick that I have more stable, more proper, isn't the one I have most consistent. I don't know how that works. Like when I do heel flips or fake heel flips, they feel good, but I don't feel confident when I'm doing them. They feel more stable. So that's actually something new that I just get reminded of every time, but nonetheless, fake heel. So I keep slanting.
Leaning back?
Leaning back when slanting. I keep leaning back as soon as I pop. So I just need to stay engaged the whole time. And so as you try different tricks, you're going to be running into similar problems that you can always fine tune in different situations. And in this video, the different situations are the different tricks I'm trying. So, fakie heels. That one's a little better.
Not bad.
What's up?
Not bad.
The fake heel flips on.
Yeah.
All of them are pretty close. Watch this one not be close at all.
Oh,
That was better.
yeah, that was good.
It was not great, but it was better. So, like I said, these are just different situations / tricks that are going to bring about repeated problems that you can work on, right? The solution being slightly adjusting your posture, you know, externally rotating, hinging the hips, engaging the core a bit more, on top of, wow, this is so loud, I get distracted every time I'm talking. Yeah, you just want to, these slight adjustments are solutions to the problems of that appear trying out these different tricks. All right, now switch flip. I have a good feeling about this one. We'll see. Oh! I just did it. I was like in the line though.
Yeah.
I just did not. Wow, that's crazy. I think I waited too long. Time under tension. Wow.
You have a good feeling?
I know, right? I guess the heel flips were easier.
Yeah.
Like, oddly enough.
Oh, that was
That was it. The only thing I don't like is that, and this is where you can also, where compensations are exposed. I was leaning over or centered over that back foot, and that's not the way I would like to do these switch flips. So sometimes you can have a trick with certain compensations, right? For example, one leaning all the way back so that you can go straight instead of being parallel and looking and more open to the direction you're going, instead of that, because it has you going straight like this, right? But you can also kind of discover why or in what situation it's possible for you to go straight even while being opened, right? Is it just shifting this hip a bit more? Is it slightly externally rotating the hip or the ankle? You know, it's little things like that that can make a big difference. And also on the flip side, it's compensations like that, like such as that one, that are gonna show up as you try to go in a straight line, right? All right, switch.
20 minutes.
All right, so I clearly need work on that one. Let me, one more time.
You're like getting discouraged about your straight A.
I know. Clearly need work. All right, that one, it was better. I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep
not
it.
too bad.
It was okay. Sometimes, some days they're just not working, but it's good to keep that in mind, or what you were struggling with, so that the next time you go about learning or improving that trick, you are set up with like a fresh.
What your hoodie you want?
He likes your hoodie.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out Daggers. It's just good to have in mind so that when you come into a fresh session, you have a reference to build on top of. All right, switch heels. This one, switch heels are not a strong point, but heel flips have been good this session. So we'll see. Whoa.
Oh,
It was not good, but also good.
you landed back on the line. You just
landed
started.
back on the line. I just, as soon as I like kept it going. So weird. But I was kind of closed off, and I was shaking it, or I was tilting in the beginning because I was not. I started like this, and then I was like, wait, listen to my own advice, you know? Alright. So it's cool. It just shows me, it exposes patterns, compensations that I can just keep in mind as I, whether or not I choose to progress these tricks. Or you can avoid them. But just don't be upset when you're not improving on the tricks, you know what I mean? So, I'm tired kind of, wow.
22.
I know, it's 20 minutes. Okay, I said I was gonna do 180s. We'll just do 180s here. I think 180s are probably more difficult because you're spinning, but it's a good opportunity for me to mention that when you're doing 180s, you need to make sure you're jumping, right? You're not just turning your shoulder and going off the line. So what I like to tell skaters I'm working with is, as you go down, think about when on the way up, well, you're turning. So not only are you jumping up, but you start in a position where your top half rotates, and that's what's gonna have you turning, and all you gotta worry about is jumping up, right? So, see it again. And you don't have to start off like this either. Honestly, the way I do it most times is opened up, and as I jump, I just bring my other foot in the front. And because I'm engaged, I can do that, right? So it's just like taking a step forward. Except you have to be engaged like this. So you can either do that or turn, wind up. So there's two ways to go about it for 180s. But regardless, you want to make sure you're including that jump. So the way I like to think about it is, the bottom half worries about the jump, and the top half is what spins your body 180, whatever direction you're going. So let's do a back 180. Oh, these are harder.
Yeah.
Also, because I'm not trying to even go all the way over there.
I was thinking like that could be its own video.
Yeah.
But that's,
180s?
yeah, 'cause that's like so much more.
We won't go into it, but like I said, just keep in mind you want to go up, and up with the jump, and turn with the top half. Right? That's something that if you're not doing that, it's gonna really be exposed if you're trying to skate in the line with your 180s, right? You're gonna be trying to compensate by going slightly right into it and then landing back on, right? If you're so used to just turning with more of your top half and not really utilizing the hop. All right, so nollie 180s.
Oh,
That was cool.
that's perfect.
That one felt good. Even the snapper and everything,
Yeah.
it felt good. But you see, and that's why I'm saying you want to focus on the jump, because, you know, what if you want to do this trick over anything, or even off something with speedy? You're gonna be most efficient, like as far as stability goes, if you're just approaching it straight on. All right, so now
Oh,
so that one felt kind of funny, but it was close. All right, 4 more and then we're done. But hopefully you got a good sense of what you can look for when you're trying to improve your stability with certain tricks. All right, this doesn't only apply to these fundamental ones. I kind of leaned, so I relied more on, for example, right there, I relied more on my spin instead of the hop.
yeah.
Wow. It's actually, I think I have the sweater on. That was sketchy. I like landed on the line though, right? Or not?
I don't know. I forgot.
The hardest one, I think, is gonna be the switchback 180. I could be wrong. Nope. I'm like losing power. I need to take a breather. I feel
26.
I feel my body just like it just shut down right now. Okay.
You didn't land on the line.
I did it. And then I also did this like weird land where I'm like this. So maybe that's my compensation for trying to land on the line, but I want to land here and on the line. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. No?
Nope.
At all?
Nope.
Oh damn, I was gonna try to get away with that one.
You just rode back onto the line.
Damn, you guys saw that? Nah. Wow, I didn't know that about this trick. You see, there's always something you can improve on. Comment who has the best Switch 180s.
Better, but
That was the best one, huh?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
keep that one. I'm gonna keep that one. For the
What-
sake of the video.
all right.
Yeah.
28.
But that one, if you guys, I think you guys can pause it. Let me do it one more time actually. I was opened up. Yeah, that helped. It was
Yeah.
harder, but once I can get my stability in that position where I'm opened up to where I'm going, it helped me stay in the line. Yeah, that was cool. Okay, switch back in 80.
Oh, that was perfect.
That was better, huh?
Yeah. That was good. What
Because
the
I tried to
hell?
open it up before I popped.
Yeah, that looked like solid.
I'll try one more
And
time.
you said you're gonna have trouble though.
I know, because that one popped. Open up.
Not bad.
The better. Okay. For the sake of the video, we're gonna finish there. But this can apply to any trick you're trying, even like a double train. Right? I can still work on the stability. Maybe we end with that one. But the whole point of this video is so that you, for example, me being with you and not having the line is going to be able to point out these issues. But if you don't have anyone to point out these issues or even a camera to film you, you can use tools like this to kind of expose the issues or the problems that you can eventually find solutions to that we just mentioned today, like hinging the hips, externally rotating your joints, or just adjusting your posture slightly, right? Like opening up and stuff like that. But we're gonna end here. Let's see how if I can get a straight double tray. Oh, that's hard. That's tough. Okay. Ow! Oh! I got my ankle. Hopefully you guys don't pause it in a funny place. Oh my god. Let me just land it one more time, guys. I'm not trying to get hurt.
That was close.
That was the
but-
closest one. One more, guys. One more. Wow. I'm worked with the sweater on here. Alright guys, that's gonna be the end of the video. Comment what trick. I completely burnt out right there. Comment what kind of video you want to see more, and we'll be working on that. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.